over here. Hello, you're live. Welcome. Hey, everybody. I'm going to square this up here a little bit. There we go. Welcome. It's
Hello.
Guitar Talk from Gary's Guitars. This is John Webb.
Hello.
Say hi to everyone. He's my guest co-host for today.
That's right.
We're just going to be talking about guitars. So some of you, so what we usually ask, if you're new here or whatever, chime in the comments section, let us know who you are, where you're from, kind of thing. That way we can get to know you and know that there's somebody out there. Howdy from Oklahoma City. Nice.
Oh, wow.
Sanford. All the way from Sanford, Maine, I do believe.
Cool.
Yeah. Dover.
I know where that is. Dover.
and Dover. Chris.
Not far.
So he might know you.
Yeah, maybe.
So see if you know John there.
I'm Rochester now, but
oh, that's right.
I
Yeah.
was Dover.
Yeah.
7
What's
years.
the old
Newmarket, Dover, Rochester.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. You did a little.
I bounced around.
A little bouncing around, but let's see who else is out there. So chime in, say hi, and then if you have questions, let us know. We'll put them in the live chat, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. We're going to talk about guitars,
mainly.
guitar amps, things to do with guitars. Seattle, nice. I used to live in Seattle.
I love Seattle.
Yeah,
I've
good
been
time.
there a couple times.
Yeah.
I lived in Olympia
Oh, nice.
for
Yeah.
like a year.
So I lived on Queen Anne Hill, like right down,
Okay.
just out of the downtown, but like what
Yeah.
now is it's a bit of a, it's a foofy neighborhood. What would you call that? Like, it's
That's the way
big
it
money.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone big money, but
You were there in the good old days.
I was in there and it was never crappy, but I was there when you could afford to rent a house there, and our rent was pretty high. We had a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house that was like $2,000.
Right.
A month with a jacuzzi in the back
And
and
you
all
were
that.
lucky to have it.
And so we thought it was a lot of money at the time, and there's like 3 or 4 of us living in there. Anyways, I digress. Sussex, England. We get English people because they're staying up late. It's midnight there, I think.
Good point. Yeah.
And then we get some Australians waking up in the morning. That's cool too.
Cool.
Ohio and let's see what else. Kevin in Memphis. Memphis is a very important city. When we're
Never
talking
been
about.
to Memphis. I've been to Nashville. Never Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis. I would say, Memphis is stacks.
No, that's right.
You got to go to Memphis.
Right.
I notice your store seems to be in a shopping center. How do the neighbors deal with the noise? Well, we've been here longer than any of the neighbors, so they moved in next to a guitar store.
Is that true?
So
cool.
yeah, they're in there. So, only the pizza factory's been here longer than us, I think.
Okay.
Everyone else has come
Just
and
you
gone.
and the pizza factory.
Yeah, exactly. We're the old guard,
That's
and,
cool.
for the small stores. I mean, Hanford Supermarket was always there, but
Okay.
So
Liquor store. Was that there?
liquor store, was
Okay.
used to be back here next to us.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a pawn shop next door at one time, but the
Okay.
times have changed, and but yeah, they just have to put up with it because they moved in next to a guitar store. As a matter of fact, for this place Float next to us, they do relaxation stuff.
Right.
They have these big tanks of water that with a clamshell lid that closes on you and does isolation.
Gotta hear
So they-
guitarists playing.
Yeah. But they
put up
soundproofed on their way in. So when they built out, Toronto, cool. Haverhill, nice. Oh, that's Michael Krause. He's a regular.
Okay.
And we used to work together. We used to work in buildings next to each other. So that's how I did. After Michael came in here one day, I was like, wow, I remember you now.
Mhm.
Yeah. But that was 20 years ago.
At the pawn shop.
No, I was gesturing that way, but Andover,
Okay.
Massachusetts at
Gotcha.
Phillips Academy. Yeah. But Michael's a regular from way back. Eric, how's he doing? All right. So, anyways, put any questions, in the thing. Let me just ask you some questions while
Sure.
the room is warming up. Tell us what's your origin story. What's your bio?
My origin story.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's do that.
it was a cold day.
Yeah.
In April. No. Yeah, I grew up playing guitar. I started at 10 years old.
How'd you get your first guitar?
My older brother
I'm getting very interested in
Yeah,
that lately.
I got his guitar. He sold
Uh-huh.
it to me
Oh,
when
yeah,
he was
sold it to
in a
you.
lull. Yeah.
For $150.
Yeah, it was
man.
my first guitar. My first electric guitar was a D-Armond. Oh, what the heck was the model? M65? Was that it was like a Les Paul. It looked like, a Sunburst Les Paul.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
so Led Zeppelin was my first band that I was obsessed with.
Mhm.
Then throughout high school, got really into the blues players that you learn that Led Zeppelin was learning
came
from
from,
somebody,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Howlin'
yeah.
Wolf and
Yeah.
Muddy Waters and all that. Got really into the Grateful Dead at one point, and that's where I started to kind of think Fender a little bit, although I know Jerry had the Strat at one point, but I don't know throughout his later years of like the 70s and 80s.
He was playing that custom made thing too. Yeah,
I forget what the name of the.
I do too. We're not very
okay.
good deadheads here,
right,
but
Anyway, I love that, and then got my Fender Telecaster here.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, probably 10 years ago.
And you took to the fish order. I think you might have bought not quite 10 years, maybe 8. I think I was working here, but I didn't own the place yet. But it could be 10. Okay, yeah.
And I had actually the Tele before that too. I had the Tele, I believe it's the Tele Custom. Yeah. Which I also bought here, the 72 Tele Custom.
Oh yeah, right.
That has the one humbucker and the one single coil.
Oh,
it was all black. That was neat. But then I got the 52 reissue here. Yeah. And the rest is kind of history.
Yeah, no, I remember you took to the Telecaster because your style, you fit into it stylistically. The whole thing is locked in with the kind of music you like to play, and then
Danny Gatton was kind of my guy. At that point, so
he's pretty amazing.
Very incredible
story. I do have one. It was Mike Endicott, who used to be one of the people who watched the show and participated here with us. He passed away last year. He tells a story of he's met Danny Gatton a few times.
Cool.
And he said I was backstage and he let me. He said, "Oh yeah, you can pick up my guitar." And he said I nearly threw it across the room. It was so light.
Yeah.
He picked it up and it just like flew because he expected to look at this big piece of what looks like it looks heavy. Like an old pine, or I think this was broadcaster or whatever.
Yep.
And he said it was so light, I almost threw it across the room.
Wow.
So there's a Gatton story firsthand.
Right.
Well, secondhand, but if Mike were here, he would back us up on it.
Yeah, oddly enough. So I grew up kind of in the Dartmouth College area, Connecticut River Valley.
Yeah.
And on the Vermont border, and there was a town in Vermont called Thetford. And a fellow named Ed Estridge, who just actually passed away recently, I believe, unfortunately, was a guitar teacher in the area, and he knew Danny Gatton, from back in the day.
Yeah.
And recorded a bunch of his material and stuff. Not like the 88 Elmira Street or anything like that.
Yeah.
So.
He's one of those guitarists kind of thing.
Yeah.
Lenny Barreau, that same kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've been through the Lenny Barreau.
Been through him a little bit. Yeah, had a cool album.
Also has local connections here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's from Lewiston, I think.
That's right. Yeah. His main guy. And Clarence White was main guy.
Oh yeah. Right? Let me catch up with the room for a second.
Sure.
Chicago, Indiana. So thanks for saying hi. I'm thinking of doing some pro guitar setups for local musicians. I got a lot of experience. What do you think I would charge for a setup? I want to beat Guitar Center's price. Yeah, we accidentally beat Guitar Center's price only because we work really efficiently here. We've done it a lot. And so I think now they're up to like 100, 120 for a regular setup. Yeah. Ours is 75.
Okay, I was gonna say 100 seems kind of.
It does seem kind of steep, but like I was in a Guitar Center recently. This is a whole other story. But I was in Nashua, where all the shopping malls is, and I was waiting. My son was at a school. I had to kind of wait while he went to a class.
Went with the guitars.
So I went to Guitar Center. Man, that was a sad place. I'm sorry. My apologies. First of all, the 2 dudes who were working in there, and they were dudes, so I'm saying dudes. They were working really hard, and one of them had to apologize to 2 separate people on 2 separate occasions for bad things happening with it.
In the short period you were there.
Yeah, in the 20 minutes I was there, I was like, man, these guys worked so hard, and they just love guitars, and then they go through all this. So yeah, we charge $75 for a setup. Floyd Roses are $90. So that's the price we've had for some time. We've kept it there. It's just because we do the work and do it quickly and well. So
now, that's that acoustic and electric.
Yeah, acoustic sometimes the acoustics like, this is fine. There's not as much tweaking, micro tweaking.
Okay.
You only fix like problems, adjust necks, do a shim here, a shim there, level a fret. But it's not acoustic setups tend to be either not a big deal or a really big deal.
Depends on the guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so basically, and this is my advice to any small business person: just find a value for your time, and then find out how much time it takes you to do the thing, and then charge that price.
That's good advice.
Yeah. So if your time's worth $100 an hour, then it takes you an hour to set up a guitar. Then I guess that's what you charge. But if your time's worth $60 an hour, and it takes you an hour to set up a guitar, charge them $60, or whatever they. So for us, it came out this. It's about an hour and 15 minutes average. So and it can be less, it can be more. So $75 was the total for us. Willie, what? So someone said Willie, and their name is Willie, but not the Willie you were thinking of when you say Willie. Name. Oh yeah, their name, yeah, I guess. And then tell us where you're from, Willie. If you're Willie from Texas, then we know it's the real Willie.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering if you'd be joining.
Once again, just put any questions in the. I'm just talking to John about whatever we want to talk about. Guitars. But put any questions you have, any comments, and we'll try to address them accordingly.
What was your first guitar?
Thinking about opening a used guitar store. Oh, here's a question. I will answer that question because that's fun. Thinking about opening a used guitar store. Good or bad idea? Any advice?
Oh boy. Really opened up the can of worms there. Yeah, exactly.
It's a tough haul. Just be innovative. That's the only way. Just opening the guitar store that you loved when you were a child and trying to make that work in today's economy with today's everything is just not going to happen. So you have to figure out a way to innovate and be diversified. Do the lessons. Right. We don't have lessons here because we're a music school across the street. Well, we have some lessons. I don't mean to say that, but we're not like big on lessons. We're big on repairs. So you just have repairs, have lessons, have service, have accessories and a lot of them, and just try to serve people well enough to. And don't be afraid to market. Sometimes small businesses think they shouldn't advertise because. You just do Facebook and Instagram ads if that's all, if you just want to throw $20 a week into it. But, so that's a bunch of ideas for you starting a store. You can just send me a message otherwise, and we can talk some more about that too. Nashua is a tiny guitar center. Yes, it is. It is a tiny guitar center. It's like the one we have here in Portsmouth. Yeah, it's like.
Is it similar?
Yeah, I think what they did was when the Daddy's chain closed.
Right, I remember Daddy's.
Remember that? Yeah, that was a regional New England, maybe northern New York too chain.
A little while.
They probably had a dozen stores.
Did they?
I'm gonna guess a lot of stores.
There's one Market Basket Plaza.
Yeah, right? There's one right over here. Yeah. And they suddenly went out of business, and they took a lot of the that they had the whole. The thing cornered. So Guitar Center came in and did this, what they call Guitar Center Studios, kind of stores where they have the lessons and stuff, So a smaller Guitar Center, I guess.
Okay.
Just to replace the Daddies. They came into every town there was a Daddies and threw one of those in there.
Gotcha.
Just saw, way they could either in the same spot or across the street from where the other one was, kind of thing.
Right, which I guess is true. And they're across the street.
Yeah. So, so that's probably where the Nashua one came from too. Just hey, we this town no longer has a guitar store.
It's an interesting point.
Yeah. Representing Dirty Dover. All right.
Yeah, Dover.
Dirty old town. Salt Lake City, Utah. That's a cool spot too.
Never been there.
I have not either. All the rumors are true. Scotland, not Texas. The other Willie.
Willie okay.
Not the Willie from Texas. The Willie from Scotland.
Right.
Groundskeeper Willie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you
love him.
Yeah. No, I spent only a couple days in Scotland, and I was gonna run away and join the circus. We were on tour. I was on a UK tour with a band.
With a band?
Yeah, awesome. And we had like 2 days. So we did the Edinburgh show, I think, and then we had like 2 days off, and then we had to be back in London, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm staying here. This place is cool.
Yeah,
I didn't. I just got in the van and went back with everyone else.
Right.
But I was like, I can get a train.
You thought about
London. Yeah, I can. I gotta.
I'd love to go to Scotland. That's where my grandfather's from.
Oh yeah, then you have to.
I know.
And one day there's apparently quite nice. 40 miles west of Nashville. So do you get downtown much? How are things in Nashville? Tell us that. What would be the issues? What would you think the issue may be if a Princeton reverb sometimes hisses, pops, and crackles when the reverb is engaged?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh yeah. First thing, the tube that drives the reverb commonly goes bad. So just swap that. You can swap that tube out yourself as a 12X7, and it's just, it's not hot swappable. You got to turn the thing off and be careful. But there's no bias setting for preamp tubes or anything. So, and that might make it go away. And then if it continues on from there, then it gets a little harder. Check your, maybe sub out the pan and see if there's something coming from the pan. So a little bit of intermittent grounding, and then it's probably in the reverb circuit. And the question is, does it make the same sound when the reverb's off? So is it in the send or the return? Because if the reverb's off, it's still returning, but it's returning nothing. But that can tell you whether it's sending back bad stuff from the pan or it's sending bad stuff to the pan. So that's something you can do at home. Just swap the tube, see what happens. Nashville is a madhouse. Parking is average $50 per hour. Oh.
Ooh, that's rough.
That is pretty nice. I thought paying $4 an hour to play at the press room.
Yeah,
that was a rough one because you play at our downtown venue here is the on-street parking $4 an hour, and so you gotta get there for sound check, and then you gotta eat, and you gotta eat.
Next thing you know,
you're there for 6 hours, and it's I guess $24.
Yeah,
and then hopefully you're making some good money, but you gotta tip the staff even if the food's free or discounted. You got to tip for real, so you might lose another $20 there. So now you're down. If you're getting paid $100, the parking people get the most money, and the staff gets a little money, and then you get $55, and then depending on whether or not you are getting free or discounted food, maybe you bought a drink or something like that. So that's gonna
a night's out, I guess.
Yeah, well that's
what it is.
Yeah, I used to say that when I played out a lot. I'm like, I go out on a Friday night and I come home with $100. You go out on a Friday night and you come home with $100 less. So that's
right. $100 is being exchanged.
Yeah, some way. Yeah. So you're so at least I'm making money staying out on Friday night. Not a lot of money, but a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Also clean the send and return jacks on the reverb. Yeah, although the Princeton doesn't have a send and return for reverb. Oh yeah, you mean the RCAs? Yeah, the RCA jacks can be funky on those, especially since they traditionally put them on the back of the amp where they were traditionally, but that's not a good. And they can get jostled and bent, and
so they don't put them there anymore.
No, they still do on the Princeton because it's made like an old Princeton with all the design flaws with the speaker jack on the back, and
they want it like the original.
Yeah, with all the original design flaws are built right in. Benicia, California, home of Dunlop. Say hi to Jim for us. We're seeing guitar buying patterns shifting quickly. True. Jim Dunlop is still running Dunlop. He was there at the NAMM show. Kind of like,
Did you meet him and everything?
What's that?
You met him?
Just kind of like, hey, how you doing? Okay. We get to have a sit down.
Right.
I sat down with my rep, and he was like, yeah, he just came in. I was having a meeting with a store, and he just came in and sat in. He was like, hey, I'm Jim.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's great to, that's so few of those companies left. It's a small company that, Seymour Duncan, Jim Dunlop, Electro-Harmonics. Who else can we name that just has that iconic company that just came up with a product and managed their business pretty well and just managed to stay a small business the world has heard of.
Is Ernie Ball its own company?
Ernie Ball, yeah,
Ernie Ball on the
wall.
Yeah,
Ernie Ball's still an independent company, and it's run by Sterling Ball, who's that's why they call their inexpensive basis Sterling.
Okay.
So he's Ernie's son, and cool. It's a well-run company as well. So John Pierce, John Pierce's widow, Mary Kate. Yeah, sorry.
Mary something.
Yeah, I enjoy her. She's wonderful. I do talk to her once in a while. Sometimes she answers the phone when you call, and then I see her at NAMM. They're still going, but I think it's rough going. The great thing about John Pierce is he managed to copyright a bunch of. I don't know if you know about John Pierce. Does anyone know about John Pierce? Yeah. Want to hear about John Pierce?
Let's hear it.
Well, you see the John Pierce strings. He has his own line of strings. He was a kind of folk singer performer, but he made guitar innovations. One was his own strings, and then he invented, a certain kind of capo, certain kind of, lap steel bar.
Okay.
Just all sorts of little innovations, picks and, other things. They still do a few things new at John Pierce. But he managed to turn that into a company that, but by having these relationships with Shub, Shub has one capo called the JP, which is for John Pierce. And so he gets some kickback on that.
Oh, so these here, the PEARSE. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Gotcha.
And then Ned Steinberger is it's not, he doesn't own Steinberger guitars, but he NS Designs. And he's still doing it, and he's still doing it well. So there's another example. He's in Maine as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And he one day I was like, you know what, you should really, because he makes these electric cellos and stuff. And I was talking to him, and I was like, you should make a pickup for acoustic cellos, because your pickups are good. His whole design. He goes, I do. It's called the Realist. It's like,
that's a good name.
Well, yeah, but like he designed the Realist and he licensed it out to be made by someone else.
Oh, I gotcha.
And so like I did make a pickup.
Yeah.
So
been there.
Yeah.
Done that.
So anyway, sorry to get sidetracked there. Let me check back in with the room. So Willie, does anyone have any knowledge of a hidden strap middle pickup? Do the out of phase positions still sound the way they should? Oh, so like a strap middle pickup underneath the pick guard? Is that what you mean by hidden? Does anyone have any knowledge of a hidden strap middle pickup? Does the out of phase sound so it has two pickups and then one, I guess, underneath the cover? Let me know exactly what that means, Willie.
Yeah, not sure.
Now, originally that wasn't an out of phase pickup. That came later, flipping the phase on the middle pickup.
Okay.
It was just a pickup that would create phase cancellation because they were so close to each other. Let's see here. Dope. Doing it live, folks. Thanks. Did not know that. All right. The reverb problem may be a dirty potentiometer. Yeah, a dirty pot can cause some cracking. Get some deoxit. Be careful when you. So this is when you open up the amp and get inside there. Yes, Fender does tuck their high voltage capacitors away a little bit. What they call the doghouse. Yeah. But still, just you got to learn to discharge the caps, and do it. Please be safe.
I feel like you were discussing before that if the sound was happening while the reverb was off and on, the potentiometer would be happening both scenarios. Correct?
No, it was off and it was still happening. I blame the pan, because that's the only thing on the other side of that circuit that would do.
Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. Do you have a crackly reverb?
I have, but I usually just bring it here. And then
okay.
That way I don't have to worry about the capacitor.
I've heard of the hidden pickup in Tellies. Yeah. Okay. So someone
hidden pickup. What do they?
Yeah.
What do they mean?
About underneath the pick guard or something like that, so it doesn't look like a Telly with like a Strat in disguise.
Oh, right? So you can keep the original look, maybe.
Yeah, keep the original look, but have that the way to have that middle position
on a Strat.
I got a Telly with 7.5 and 9.5 fretboards. I love the 7.5, and I don't like this, and then switch. Then I switch back. Do you have a definite favorite Telly radius? That's a good question. Well, you're a Telly player.
Yeah. I don't know the radius number off the top of my head.
No, but you have the vintage 52 reissue, so you can find that spec. So that's probably a pretty high radius as far as low radius, as far as the high radius number. Meaning it's a radius of a longer R.
Right.
So it makes it flatter. Yeah.
Right. A high radius would be.
So if it's but the more C-shaped,
high radius.
Yeah. So the 7.5 is you can really see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I like flat. I like them flat. Tellys. Yeah. I like them pretty flat.
I think it's relatively flat. I don't know if on the 52 reissue. I don't know. I'd have to look into that.
Mm-hmm.
I like mine, whatever it is.
Whatever it is. And then Brad Paisley maybe had a Telly hidden neck pickup. Okay. for the Esquire. Yeah, I guess also if you want the Esquire look,
The Esquire,
to have the neck pickup underneath it, that'd be pretty cool. Especially if you put something that's more like a. I bet that'd be cool to have an Esquire, but underneath the pickup have like a P90 or like a really wound up.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That's or even like a Wes Montgomery kind of neck pickup, kind of sound that no one would know is happening. Right. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
So that'd be purely for aesthetic, though, right? To hide it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean the Esquire looks so good.
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
it's cool. Yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't want 3 pickups on my Tele, I guess. So if I had a third one
here that has it, what they call it Nashville style, because the idea would be you could get Strat-like sounds if you need. So it's a little bit of extra variety.
Yeah.
The 52 has a 7.25 radius. There you go. It's a low number.
Next time somebody asks me that.
Regarding Teles, I find the G string was a bit too pronounced in relation to the other strings. It sticks out like a sore thumb. I swapped the gauge of the string from 15 to 17. Yeah. You got a flat G?
I have a flat G.
Yeah, I mean like a
flat wound.
Unwound.
Unwound.
Yeah, right. It's just
right. Yeah. No, I do.
Standard. And so you use 10s, yeah?
I do use 10s, yeah. And I use the Ernie Ball 10s, like the regular Slinkies, but I also was using for a while the DR 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't noticed any issues with that. I use my G string most often.
Yeah.
So I like it more pronounced.
Yeah, there's that too. It has a because that thing that happens when you get to it. But yeah, so going to a wound string, but you gotta go up on your gauge at least one. You gotta go to 11s at least to get one to make that G wound.
Mm-hmm.
But also try changing your saddles. Saddles really have a lot to do with balancing that sound. And so if you get the 3-piece saddle, get the 3-piece brass, or get the 3-piece brass intonated. That's pretty cool.
I have the 3-piece brass intonated.
Yeah, that there's no harm in that. And I enjoy the 3-piece brass saddles, and it does make a difference to have that B string. I mean, the G and the D together on the same saddle might tamp down the G a little.
Yeah,
because it works like a little heat sink for the
absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's so them joined at that same saddle.
Was this person using 6?
Yeah, I don't know. Saddles? Chime in and let us know if you have a 6-piece saddle on the Tele.
Also, a good practice in dynamics, maybe go easier on the G string.
Yeah, make sure your subscription is active and hit the alert. Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm supposed to say this. Subscribe and like and all that kind of stuff, But yeah, please do. Thanks for reminding me and everyone out there. This is we do this for the fun of it, but also it's nice to have an audience. We were talking about that earlier. Yeah. It's like you gotta find your audience where you can. I wish people would. I wish I'd have 1,000 people come to a show. I don't, but 1,000 people come to a live. So you got that going for you. Some Tele saddles are a little wonky. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Compensated saddles rock. Yeah, I think switching if you get the 3-piece, get the compensated. It's worth it. Alia has a good time to share. So I'm catching up here. Hey Joe, okay. I'm about to refret an 8-string guitar for the first time. Any tips on how to handle the extended range guitars? Ooh, yeah. So you've done refrets before? Because if you haven't, just refret a Squire. You are going to screw up. Well, I went to a class for it, so someone stood over me and made sure I didn't screw up. But if you're just doing this at home, you're going to screw up 3 guitars. That's my bridge.
That's the number.
Yeah, I think that's the math. You're going to screw up 3 guitars before you get one right. Because even after I did the class, I did 2 refrets in the class, and then I ended up doing a couple more. Ooh, I'm really good at this. I'm like, oh wait, I'm not really good at this. I gotta, and then I ended up having to So the first 10 you do are going to be subpar. Maybe less if you just have a natural talent for it. I'd say maybe the first 2 I did were great because I did it in a class and someone stood over me. Then the next 2 refrets I did, I got through them. And then maybe a couple more before I get actually good at it.
Do you still do that?
Not lately. The problem is you need my biggest, you need a time where you're not bothered. You can't be
Yeah.
working in the store and doing refrets at the same time. You got to have you can't have someone coming in going, you know.
You need peace and quiet.
You need your mind in the right place to do the work. And not necessarily, even, for some people, it's not quiet, but you got to be in the situation where you can just do the work. Like I put podcasts and YouTube on when I do refret. And so I used to do that on Sunday. I'd come in Sunday when the store's closed, and I would, if I needed to do a refret or a level and crown or just anything that took a little extra, like mental, something you don't want to walk away from and get back to. You got to stay focused on it. You got to keep. But things have gotten too busy in my life in general, especially since 5 years ago. My son was born.
Happened.
Yeah, and so I have a 5-year-old boy, so I want to spend all the time I can at home. And so refretting your guitar does not take priority. And then we found Peter, who works for us now. He does a great job. Yeah. So there's no sense. Someone from Beverly, Mass., which is where Peter lived before he came here. My very first refret was stainless steel. Ooh, I should have started with nickel frets. Yeah, stainless steel refrets, of which I've done one, are no fun. It's just harder materials. Just takes longer and harder work. It's but yeah, any advice on the refret? I used to pound my frets in by hand and stuff and do it real old school because that's how I learned. Get the fret presser, get all the stuff that Stu Mac wants to sell you.
Did they say they were doing
frets easier?
8-string?
8-string, yeah. So it's going to be not only real wider, but it's probably got 24 frets on it at least. You know, those things are always.
It'd be easier maybe the wider neck.
Yeah. Hello from Memphis. So another Memphis person. We got 2 Memphis people in the house. Love the show. Watch it regularly. Thank you. This is John Webb, by the way, everybody. If you're just coming to join us. John is a guitarist, songwriter, mathematician.
Math, hydraulics.
Yeah. And
long time listener.
All around, first time guest. And all around good guy. Liverpool. Hello, Liverpool. Thanks for chiming in. That was unfortunate.
They're in evening time, right?
There, it's midnight, 12:30 or something there now. Although they might not go on daylight savings time at the same time, so it might be an hour, Okay. So, anyway, that's the one place we did go on our UK tour. I wish we did. We actually stayed overnight in a hotel outside. No, we didn't have a show in Liverpool.
Okay.
They should have booked a show in Liverpool. Anyway, thank you for saying hi. I think my main takeaway from my first refret was not to bevel the fret slots so much. I enjoyed beveling up too much, and the fret couldn't seat anymore. Yeah, you got to make sure you got to clean out if you're refretting. So when you pull out the old fret, you're going to cause a disturbance in the material because they have this time. They weren't meant to be taken out. Fender used to put them in on the really old Fender guitars. They used to put them in sideways. They drove them in sideways, and then people who didn't know any better would pull them out from the top.
But it's meant to.
But they went in sideways, so they want to go out sideways, and so people would mess up guitars that would have their frets going in sideways. Yeah, so be careful of that. But also, so you got to clean up the slots somehow. But some people will just rip the slot wide open, drop the fret in, and glue it in place.
Okay.
Epoxy or something, just epoxy all the frets in. And that way, there's not so much like, did I take out too much or too little, or, hammering in, or, it's just not, I didn't lower it over here. There's something in there, and, pulling it out. And so it's, it's a, what's the word? It's a compromise. Like you need to open up that slot, but also you need to make sure that they're not floating. You want them to nice tight fit against the wood. Eastwood makes a 35 fret baritone. Dear God, Eastwood, what are you doing?
It's excessive.
2 times the cost for a refret, and it probably needs one, because now I'm gonna. Sorry, are you familiar with Eastwood?
Sorry. No.
Eastwood guitars, and I rant for a minute.
Please do.
They're junk. They look great, but every Eastwood I've seen has just got trouble.
I don't know much about them.
Yeah, I mean, they look great. They look like old Gretches, and they like gilt over that kind of looks like an Eastwood.
Yeah, okay.
It's just all like cool and 50s looking, but they're just not great guitars, and they all have problems. I'm sorry.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, just Eastwood triggered me. Hello from Portugal. I set up my workbench and starting to do my own setups. I have a few tools from Music Nomad. They're good stuff. Any recommendations for tools? Tips or tools? No, 99% of my guitars are Floyd Rose. Okay, so you're doing your own Floyd Rose setup.
Yeah, that's brave.
Yeah, well, you got to learn to do it. It's like owning a Volkswagen. You just got to learn to do. You're going to have to fix it on the side of the road yourself someday. So.
Good point. I don't know what else you would need for a Floyd Rose. I've never.
I mean, specifically, of course, you already got all the Allen wrenches you need or whatever. But specifically, I mean, Music Nomad has good low cost tools. Luthier's Mercantile, it's called, I think, Exchange, LM something. Just look up Luthier's Mercantile. They have some good inexpensive tools. And then StewMac is the OG. They've been doing it longer than anyone. They were making tools when people didn't even have tools. They have a lot of innovations. I couldn't live without my fret kisser, which is a fret leveler. Make sure you have a level checker with their weird triangle shape, whatever trapezoidal thing. And then they made this thing called the fret kisser, which is that same thing, but with a diamond abrasive on the side. So you can actually go up to a single fret using the two frets next to it as the gauge that the height that your fret should be at, and just rub it back and forth and just lightly take off any highness.
Interesting.
It's
so
that's a go-to because other than that, spot leveling before I got that was like you grab a file and you just run across, and then you pick up the fret leveler. Run across and pick up.
It's got a nice finesse to it.
Yeah, because you don't want it. If you go too far, then you screw it up two frets, not one, because the fret in front of it's going to be off, and the fret in front of that's going to be off.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I could not live without. Luthier's Mercantile is out of business. Oh, owner retired, and no one wanted it. Yeah, that's kind of that happens. There's also some people who make cool little, like what else do I have? Also go on eBay or wherever and buy a set of dental tools. Like you just buy like the whole thing that a dentist uses, the thing that they use and then throw out when you leave or they sanitize. You can just go buy all the weird little shaped picks.
Screws, or picks.
Yeah, the little picks. So I've got about 6 of those weird little picks, tweezers, but medical grade stuff.
Huh.
And those come in so handy.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, because
talk to your local dentist.
Talk to you, or just go next time you're at your dentist. Say, are you going to use that? Are you done with that?
Like, here, you can have it.
Yeah. So there's a little tip for you. StewMac carried EMG passives back in the day. Yeah, that's how far back StewMac goes. EMGs were mostly an OEM supplier. By the way, I love the channel and the show. Thank you. And soft-spoken and full of quality content. Well, John is the soft-spoken. I always like to say John is the you just remind me of Glenn Campbell. You're such a gentleman guitarist. You just have that. You just have that perfect hair.
While it lasts.
While it lasts. Yeah, while supplies last. You just have this. Doesn't he remind you of Glenn Campbell somehow, folks? So, but just that, that just like you just got a built-in humility that
I appreciate. I enjoy,
yeah. And that's why you get the gigs.
Yeah.
Because you know what? People, and this is something that a wise man told me, you don't have to be the best. Just be the person that people want to work with, and you'll get the gigs.
Good advice.
So you can be.
And have nice hair.
Yeah, and have great hair. You could be the second best guitarist in the town, but also.
That is very true.
I'm the third best Hammond organ player in town. There's 2 other guys who are better than me. One of them might be on tonight. One of them watches the show sometime.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Chris Decato. I'm talking about Mike Effenberger and Chris Decato. I used to get all the Hammond gigs until Effenberger moved to town. And the guy is a monster. He's so good, and he's such a nice guy.
He is.
That
he's just easy to work with.
He got
such
the gigs.
An incredible musician.
Yeah, his talent level is so high, and he has humility, and he's So, StewMac and Philadelphia Luthier Supply are my 2 go-to shops. Yeah. Is he a lineman for the county? Have you ever done any line work?
No, I have not.
You played a baritone before, though, have you?
Yes.
Dental tools work great for poking out seized ball end strings. Yeah, just today. Yeah, it is. No, just today. Yeah, that big one. When the ball end is stuck in the Strat, that's what I use. Be good, polite, and on time. You need 2 of the 3, and then you're fine.
Important. On time is huge.
But not early. Be on
Not
time.
too
Yeah.
early.
All right. So yeah, I guess that's just a pet peeve of mine. Sorry to say.
What, when someone's too early?
Too early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's my time. When
Right.
you know the half hour before the whatever is my time.
Yeah.
Someone shows up like I'm here. You know, oh man, I wanted to
Jump
eat my
scare.
dinner. Yeah. You know, I just
Yeah.
having a 1 hour break between sessions. I just kind of
Yeah.
wanted to watch a little
No, that's a good point.
YouTube or
So
something.
exactly on time.
I like on time. I don't even mind a few minutes late.
Mhm.
But so here's the thing. Okay, so this is a bit of a story, but I'll go on for a
Let's
second.
hear it.
I was doing a show with a Swedish trombone legend.
Okay.
He's a
I wouldn't know that.
classical and jazz. He was a classical trombonist as well
Yeah.
as a jazz band leader, and he was leading a
Okay.
big band.
Oh, cool.
But he was a big deal guy, and I've forgotten his name because this is 10, 15 years ago now.
Mhm.
But we were in southern Russia
Okay.
doing a jazz festival. And so I was one of the only other English speakers, and he spoke English, being Swedish, and I'm going to start Finnish. He's Finnish.
Oh, Finnish.
Finnish, not Swedish. I'm messing up the story already. So anyways, that's not the most important part of the story. But he just randomly gave me this advice. And I thought he claimed it was Mingus who said this, but it doesn't sound like something Mingus would say. But, you know, a jazz legend said, there's 3 rules to be. So 1 is don't be late. Because if you're late, everyone's going to be wondering where the heck you are.
Worried
And
about you.
They're worried about you. And even if you do show up, you are the person who made everyone worry, and they're not going to get you the gig.
Mhm.
Number 2, don't complain. Complaining never helped. And just don't be at the gig bitching about, just play the gig, and don't complain after the gig or whatever. Just don't bother complaining. Ain't no
Right,
one want to hear that.
If it's bad enough to complain, then don't take the gig.
Yeah. Next time, don't take it, or just don't don't be a complainer.
Right.
Because then you're just going to be the person who complains, and people aren't going to want to hire you.
Mhm.
And then the number 3 rule was always take the gig, because you never know where it might take you. So just try it out. Say yes. And so so if anyone knows who to properly attribute that to, let me know, because I got it from a Finnish trombonist, conductor.
Not Swedish.
Not Swedish. I don't know any Swedish trombonists. I can go look up his name so I can tell that story better in the future. As a gentleman from an older generation, what are your thoughts? Oh, they're talking to me. What are your thoughts on Fishman pickups and their new technologies? So I'm the man from the older generation. Oh, okay. That hurt a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah. Got the gray hair coming in. You saw that. Yeah. Have you seen any of those Fishman Fluence pickups?
No.
Yeah. So they've invented a new way to make a pickup that's not winding, around the bobbin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's new.
Yeah, it is.
Innovative.
Yeah. It's innovative. It's really popular in the metal world. The metal players are, kind of like the people who like that, want a really wide sound that bites and all that kind of stuff.
So what's the technology?
I think it's these wafer thin things that stack on each other, and they're all, kind of like capacitance or resistance. They create a resistance with it. There's a magnet involved, but
Sure.
I should know this better because we're a Fishman dealer, and we're about to sell people these pickups. But it's voodoo, people. But
Sounds like it's new though.
no, it's a couple years old.
Oh, is it? Okay.
But it's only now catching on. They've been around for a few years. We sold some. We've installed some for people.
Yeah.
So what do I feel about them? I like them. I'm really looking forward to trying the acoustic guitar pickup. They're making a sound hole pickup for the acoustic guitar. I'm a believer in the sound hole pickup on acoustic guitar. Not only am I a believer, but the dudes and even the old dudes, us old dudes on the road, like I went and saw Lyle Lovett and John Hyatt do their duo show here at the music hall. They both had magnetic pickups in the sound hole.
Okay.
One had a Sunrise and the other had maybe a Fishman. It sounds good. And I know you're thinking like, oh no, it's a magnetic pickup. It's going to sound like an electric. It sounds more acoustic than the under the saddle thing, I think. I like it. And so Fishman has a new magnetic sound hole pickup using their Fluence technology. And I'm going to make a video about it. If it's good.
Good to know.
If it's not, I won't make the video.
You won't?
No, I don't want that trash talk. Fishman. They're great.
Fair.
Fishman's great. They're our friends. We like them. They've always been good to us. We've sold Fishman for 30 years or something, so nothing but good feeling. And I like their piezo under the saddle pickups too. Larry Fishman, he's the other guy I was trying to think of. Yeah, right. The same thing. Small business, made some innovations. We were talking about that earlier, with Jim Dunlop and all that.
Right.
Yeah, he made it out of nothing.
But
Just came up with an
maintains-
idea because I can.
Maintained there, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Integrity
still
there.
still his company. It's still innovative. It's still Good point.
Cool. Go
I have the new the acoustic Fishman. It's awesome. Okay, good.
The new Fluent.
Yeah, the Fluence one. Is that what you're talking about? I'm a big Neil Young fan too. All right. So someone said, though I only know a handful of artists that can play patiently. That can play.
That can work patiently with.
They said that can patiently work. Okay, can patiently work with Neil Young.
Huh.
So what's this? Yeah, what is this Neil Young?
Right, we lost.
I'm gonna find. I lost the
lost
thread
the
on
thread
that
here.
one. Yeah, because Neil Young, as far as I can understand, Neil Young doesn't agree with the "Don't Complain." He and Crazy Horse would have these big blow-ups. He claimed to be good band fights. Well, I have a Neil Young band fight story too.
Oh boy.
Should I tell this story? I don't know. It's the people. You've heard it too much, probably. Have you heard me?
I
So
don't
we
know.
got
I don't know
backstage
which
at
one it
Neil
is.
Young's show, and
This is ringing a bell, but
yeah.
go with it.
Okay, yeah. So, anyways, long story short, we got backstage at a Neil Young show. We're backstage drinking their whiskey, hanging out in the lounge, like having,
That's awesome.
but they're having a band meeting, and it's good. And we were there because my friend is friends with Spooner Oldham, the organist. Right?
Okay.
And so that's how he was our connection. And Spooner's assistant is like coming out to us because they're in a band meeting. This never happens. So just hang out and they'll be out. And you can ask them.
Mm-hmm.
And they were in the band meeting for like an hour and something, hour and a half, maybe by the time we left. And he came and was like, this never happens. They're probably just going to jump on the bus and get going. So, sorry, guys, kind of thing. But, so they were having a band meeting, which could have been a knockdown, drag-out fight.
Mm.
But I can't say anything bad about Neil Young. Even if he yelled at me, I wouldn't be mad at him.
Yeah.
The music is great. His results, you can't argue with the results. And if someone like Spooner Oldham, who's one of the nicest guys you ever meet, can play with him for 30, 40 years. I don't know when they first played together, but I mean, or he's loyal to this band Crazy Horse for 50 years, or and all that. It just says good things about the band. So. Neil Young band fights is the name of my band, coincidentally. That's a good one. Any word if Reverb fix the scammer problem? No, I don't know. Reverb is full of scams. I don't know if you heard about that.
Did you do a video about that?
I did a video about because someone cloned. Yeah, the scams are out there like crazy because AI makes it easier to rip people off.
Right.
And because you can make the AI bot design the whole thing and run it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's going to escalate.
Yeah, it's just going to get worse before it gets better, if it gets better.
Was the trombonist Marku? So someone knows Finnish trombonist.
I know a Finnish trombonist. Yeah, actually, he was Swedish.
Kasperi. Yeah. Okay. See. Yeah. I'll just have to look him up. I'll have to look through my notes.
This is somebody you knew personally.
Well, I knew him just from the tour.
From the
little
tour,
thing. He came to Russia when I was there for several days,
That's
and we were
cool.
palling around. And
you really played music everywhere.
As much as I can. I go anywhere. Yeah.
I didn't realize you were touring out in the UK.
And then also,
Russia.
it's just standing on a street corner in Galway. I play anywhere I can. On the West Coast, I played out in the West Coast when the post-grunge scene, and when I was out there. Yeah, it was great. Oh, Seattle was a great place.
Yeah,
to
what
play.
was it like playing
Very
music
supportive.
there? Actually,
very supportive. Let me tell you, it was still the ghost of the old scene was still there, and I don't know what it's like these days, but like bands would go to see bands on weekday nights.
That's cool.
And like bands like Barrett and Martin, the drummer for the Screaming Trees, would come to your gig on a Thursday night.
That's cool.
And go like, hey guys,
Rock.
I know.
Yeah.
Or I just, I used to run into Barrett in like the supermarket. Like, Mark, how you doing, man? Just
That's
like this guy is a literal rock star.
Yeah.
And he just
wants
wants
there was a lot of hometown pride in that. Whole
There's
scene.
that too, yeah. And but very accepting because I just moved in. I was a carpetbagger. I wasn't from there.
Right.
And a lot of the locals took me in, kind of thing, and felt
That's
great
cool.
about that. Just
West Coast
real
is
love
kinda
of
like
music.
that there.
Well, LA is famous for not being like the friendliest kind of thing.
I haven't been, or I guess Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, Pacific Northwest. Yep.
Washington, Oregon. I've been to Portland.
Yeah, Portland as well.
Cool cities.
I didn't play a lot in Portland though. Is that a pickup? No, so I got here to watch from watching late from the United Kingdom. Well, thank you for stopping in. We have a few other UK folks out there, so that's good. I enjoy our UK fans for sure.
Across the pond.
Yes, and please, don't want to get political or anything, but we still love you, Europe. Don't lose faith in us.
We do.
Hi from Portland. Is that Portland has a strange music scene? Which Portland are you hiding from? Because we're Portland, Maine. We think we're the only Portland.
We were just talking about Portland, Oregon. So
yeah, we were talking about Portland, Oregon, and someone just came in from Portland, Oregon. But still, you got to say Oregon. You still got to say Oregon, even though you're the bigger Portland. Even though you have a professional basketball team that's good. Even though, it was still, there's another Portland, and you were named after that Portland.
Is that so?
Yeah.
It must be. Yeah.
Oh, you never heard the story of that?
No.
I'm just full of stories today. Well, you meet anyone from Portland, they'll tell you the story, how Portland got named.
I didn't know.
2 people were the leader of the expedition or whatever that settled the town. Mm-hmm. One was from Portland, Maine. Settled Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
So they found the place they wanted to put their town. They set their stakes down. And one was from Boston and one was from Portland, Maine. And they had to flip a coin to which city they would name it after.
Wow. It's like one of those butterfly effects.
Yeah,
if they
exactly.
named it Boston, we'd be in wearing spacesuits or something right now.
Exactly. The whole world would be different because we would be the big Boston and they would be the little Boston.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It would flip.
Portland, Maine is better than lobster by
Portland,
far.
Maine is cool. I love Portland.
Yeah, I like Portland.
Yeah,
I'm down with. I'm a Mainer, and I'm with it. Portland, Maine is the Portland that you actually have to know to survive the winter. Know how to survive the winter.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Although here's the thing about Portland, Oregon, I'll say, and we digress quite a bit, but there's a difference between waterproof and water resistant, and you don't know this difference until you go to Portland, Oregon, and try to live. You got to look at the tag on your jacket and make sure it's waterproof and not water resistant. Because that is water. That jacket over there that you see there, that's water resistant.
Okay.
But it's not going to keep you dry in Portland, Oregon.
Okay. Good to know. Does it rain a lot there?
It rains a lot.
I know it does in Washington.
The only thing that people in Portland and the only thing that people in Portland and Seattle can agree on is blaming the other town for having more rain. Everyone says, "Oh yeah, man! Oh god, it rains so much in Seattle. What do we get?" And everyone in Seattle said, "Oh, Portland. That's only rains in Portland." That's the one thing I noticed. Okay.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Olympia, it rained a lot, and it snowed 4 inches one day, and the entire city shut down. So to the person's point there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there's 1 inch.
They don't do
cars.
Snow.
Yeah, they do
the
not.
buses all closed down.
You can't run the bus in the
4 inches. We're just getting started.
Yeah, exactly. Or the UK, there's a Portland. Yeah, exactly. So this Portland is a copy of a Portland.
Copy of a copy.
Yeah. So this Portland was named after a Portland. So Portland was named after a Portland. It was named after a Portland.
Okay.
And this is Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And there's a Portsmouth, England.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Hampshire, New Hampshire.
Yeah, and it's in Hampshire.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mind blown.
I think so. Let us know. You can't.
I wonder if there's a Dover.
Of course,
Dover was one of the
Cliffs of
first
Dover.
Cliffs of Dover.
Yeah. So, both Portlands have Bigfoot sightings. Okay. Just bought a bongo-based Music Man. Mm-hmm. Is there there's a Portland, Tennessee? Yeah, there's Portlands everywhere, I guess. We're talking too much geography, not enough guitar. Let's get another guitar question in here. Okay. It was 77 degrees on Monday morning, and it snowed. Welcome to Omaha. Okay. So, yeah, we had 89 degrees yesterday as we were walking around, no jackets on, and today's back to, it's going to snow.
Through it, though. Well, there's be one more, but we're pretty much through.
I spent a month in Ireland. You cannot prepare for the daily rain until you experience it. Yes. Ireland.
I want to go to Ireland so bad.
Yeah. Oh, you got to. And it's just mushrooms growing inside your house. It's just so moist there.
Yeah.
Missouri, Portland, Tennessee, 99% land, 1% port. Okay.
I was just in St. Louis first time in Missouri.
Isn't everything north of Maryland in Canada? Okay. Well, good say that. Someone from one of my suppliers who's in South Carolina said, Yeah, we're calling it the second northern invasion because there's so many people from the north moving to the East Coast. The southeast.
Yeah, North Carolina. Did you say this?
Yeah,
person was from
yeah.
North. Yeah,
North or south. Yeah,
I just read a
South Carolina.
statistic
Yeah,
somewhere that said they're like the biggest influx.
Bam, yeah, getting a lot of northerners moving in.
Interesting.
I've been thinking of getting the Fishman MIDI triple play. Any thoughts about it? I don't know that one. Sorry. The MIDI triple play. Is it a MIDI for acoustic? Is it? Tell me about it. No. But like I said, Fishman's never made anything bad. I like all this stuff. All right. So play authentic. Okay, that can be add that to number 4 of the list of things to.
Play authentic. Yeah.
There's
a sub list too.
Yeah,
right.
Like you gotta have the 3 major. The 3 you don't forget,
exactly.
And also don't mess up. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, just because Neil Young did something and it worked out for him,
doesn't mean that you can do it. Yeah, that doesn't mean your band should fight.
Exactly.
But they work things out like a motorcycle gang, I guess. Yeah. Every guitar manufacturer could shut down today, and there would be enough guitarists for everyone to play for the next 100 years. Well, if we all had one guitar, maybe, yeah.
Right, yeah.
But we all have 12 guitars. Yeah.
12.
Have you ever heard of the Stratosphere? I assembled a lefty guitar from them. Yes. Have you heard of the Stratosphere? Remember them?
No.
Oh, they're an eBay seller that's located here in New Hampshire, like
cool.
like a Hampton or something.
Okay.
But they would only sell on eBay. You could go and pick up the stuff, but no talking, no hanging out, no stores. You can go pick up your stuff at the door if you didn't want to pay the shipping. But it was all guitar parts. They would get gray market Fenders initially. Mm-hmm. The story is they get gray market Fenders, meaning
define gray market.
Well, so Fender would say like you guys got to buy a dozen Strats or you're out. You're not a dealer anymore. They don't do that anymore, but that's a whole other story. And so a store would get overstocked on Strats, and they would just like sell them off for cost to this third party company that was not a Fender dealer, but all these parts were new, and they'd part them out, they'd separate them out, and they'd sell the parts off.
So they're nice Fender parts.
All the parts were Fender parts initially, and then they branched out. Yeah, then they branched out to do. And it turns out, like all the parts, you take all the parts of a guitar, and they're worth more than just going out and buying the parts individually at the time. Then they became a Fender parts and accessories dealer, which was hilarious because then they could buy your Fender parts from the Stratosphere too. So they went from Fender going like, "Don't do that," to like, "Okay, you can do that," and here, sell our stuff for us.
Right.
And then they started selling some of their own parts and accessories. And that's my phone ringing, but we're going to leave that for right now. Stratosphere is in Rochester or Epping, I think. Okay.
Rochester.
I don't think Rochester.
I heard there was an instrument maker in Rochester.
Yeah.
Lap steels.
Really? Wow.
That's what I heard. I believe so.
Oh, wow. That's news to me. That'd be interesting to look into. Yeah.
Let us know.
If you're watching, let us know. Greetings from Winnipeg. Cool. Take off, eh? No, what was that now? Sorry. Love Canada. I'm half Canadian myself, and my mother's Canadian, so cool. I can't do anything. Have anything but love for Canada.
Yeah.
So
brother lived in Toronto.
Thanks for hanging out. It was hard to buy lefty guitars in my day, and the Stratosphere helped. It says years ago, but probably years ago. Yeah, it's just so I play guitar left-handed.
Yeah.
And I have a store that has 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 left-handed guitars max.
Right.
They don't sell.
Not common.
Because not all left-handed people play left-handed.
I'm left-handed.
And you play right-handed.
I don't play left-handed. Yeah.
So it is, and so sometimes I even recommend to people like if you want to like study music, there's no left-handed violinists in the orchestra. There's left-handed fiddlers, but try to do it the right-handed way first. And if it doesn't work, then switch to left-handed.
That's what happened with me. My first guitar teacher, I was left-handed, and my mom was like, "He's left-handed, should we?" And they said, unless it's really, really a pain, just do it this way.
Yeah,
because your life's going to be much easier.
You're gonna be able to buy a lot of guitars easier.
And if you're at a party and there's a guitar.
Yeah, you're telling me. Yeah, I'm from Waltham, Mass. That's where my aunt lived. Have you ever played a Magnetone 460 amp with a real pitch shifting vibrato? We've had a couple of Magnetones coming through here for repair. And the pitch, it would actually do a pitch shift between the two speakers.
Interesting.
It sounds like your head's on backwards.
Yeah.
Billy Gibbons uses magnetone. Neil Young
Okay.
uses magnetone.
Is that like an
There's
effect for weirdness or to create like harmonics?
it creates
in
like
there, or
it creates a
distortion
massive chorus kind of thing.
Yeah,
You know, it is
okay.
is literally, rather than tremolo being on and off for the sound, it actually
Mhm.
bends the sound.
Right. Okay.
Like a tremolo.
But differently in each speaker.
Yeah, the speakers
Okay.
work with each other or something. It's so there. It's super cool. I don't know about their, they do make reissues of them now. I think
Yeah.
Billy Gibbons is playing the reissues, so he hasn't piled
Okay.
up on the. Someone told me those aren't even plugged in. That he's just using modeling now, but he brings the
really?
magnetone amp just because it's Billy Gibbons and he just doesn't want to look like one of those guys.
He needs the stack behind him.
No, it's not even much of a stack anymore.
Yeah.
It's a small stack. It's not the
Right.
tall stack like it used to be. Yeah. I think Slash has a new magnetone signature amp. Yeah, they're making amps. Yeah. I'm a lefty who was coerced to play righty for years. Lost many years before discovering the natural joy of playing with my correct orientation. Yeah,
That's unfortunate.
Robert Godin from Godin Guitars swears that's why Godin Guitars had a left-handed version of everything. He's left-handed. He learned the guitar right-handed, and he thought it held him back.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just Mark Knopfler was left-handed, played guitar right-handed quite well. Because when you have your talented hand doing this stuff,
right, it's not. Yeah, there's not like it's hard to say if one hand is dominant or not.
Well, so the idea is to have but like both hands are doing something, and to have your talented hand doing, the thing like swinging the bat kind of
right.
thing. That makes sense, but also like this hand being your talented hand being on the fingerboard is like you get a little advantage, but that's why Mark Knopfler says he plays with his fingers. He found it difficult to hold a pick.
Right. My mind's kind of racing to imagine like a reversible guitar or something.
Yeah.
You could like.
Well, there's a few players who have played both ways. Once the dude from the Owsley Brothers, who was an influence on Jimi Hendrix, he played both ways. There are photos of Jimi Hendrix writing with his right hand. He may have written with his
Conspiracy.
right hand. Yeah. So. You should do a live stream from your record shop as well. Yes, I want to do a live stream from the record store too.
Record store.
So, yeah, it's a year old nearly.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's getting there.
Time flies.
I played 2 Vox AC-15s in my stereo setup, and for recording, you had an AC-15 for some time. Using a Tascam TV, it's still fun at 62 years old. AC-15 is a fun amp. I kind of like it better than I like when I hear Paul Weller playing an AC-30, or the Beatles, or someone who's like got a great big AC. I don't enjoy playing to the 30s. The 15s, I like
the 15 better. Yeah. Have you played through? Is it the 10? Is the smaller?
Oh, the new AC-10 is great.
Is it? Okay.
It's I'm sorry to say, better than the 15. It sounds better. It's brighter. Sometimes hard to get the brightness out of the Vox, ironically, because it's called top boost. But you take your top boost channel, you turn it all the way up, and you finally got enough treble.
Right.
Yeah.
The Cambridge is what you.
Oh yeah, I got the Cambridge. Yeah.
I always get that confused with the Princeton.
Yeah, because they were the same, going for that collegiate thing.
That was a
thing.
thing.
Things, because there was a Fender Harvard.
Oh, was
there?
there?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Never seen one.
No.
It's a Princeton with no reverb. I think. It's a simpler version of or it's a little more.
Did it predate?
It's between the Deluxe and the Princeton. Predated and went out, but it's according to Mark Ribot, who I spoke to. He said that it's Keith Richards' favorite amp, and he buys them all up. He goes, you'll never find a Harvard. Yeah. He goes, he's talking about the Harvard amp.
He just wants nobody else to use it.
He just needs to have what if
one in every city.
That's he owns so many houses too.
That's
probably
a good point,
he's Keith Richards, but
needs one in every room.
Like the Edge buys up. So I had this one this tape delay that used a cartridge tape.
Okay.
It's a Japanese made one, Univox maybe, and I guess it's the Edge's thing from way back, and he actually buys them up because to be the Edge you need this tape delay. And he buys the cassette. He's just got a guy on eBay just buying them up or something.
Right. Or you never know when it's going to dry up.
So. Yeah, exactly. So you got to make sure you get a bunch. Harvard only in tweed. Yeah, I think the only ones I've ever seen were tweed.
I've never seen one.
Did John do any music stuff in St. Louis?
I did. I played a gig at a place called the Honky Tonk.
Oh, so does he recognize you?
Well, I mentioned St. Louis before.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I played guitar, a one-off gig there. It was cool. It was a neat city. the Cardinals were playing. I remember seeing the stadium lit up. It was cool.
Oh yeah. St. Louis is a cool place. That's where Chuck Berry's from, right?
Is it?
Yeah. So can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
A lot of good music comes from
I thought there was something in the air. Rock and roll.
Yeah. What about the Fender Concert? Fender Concert's a great amp. It's a super without tremolo, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
they had these models that just never made into the iconic, later
Right.
on post CBS thing. But if you ever see a Harvard, they're more expensive than the deluxes, I think, because they're so hard to find. They made so few of them, and they're so legendary. What are your thoughts on the Enya carbon fiber guitars? Well, Enya, I love her new age music. So no. Carbon fiber guitars, their indestructibility has been exaggerated. They are not. We've seen them have warp tops. We've seen them have bed necks.
So what's carbon fiber?
Carbon fiber is the stuff they make like
I
airplanes
understand
out of.
that,
Yeah. So they make an
for the
entire
guitar.
guitar out of carbon fiber.
Everything.
This stuff,
The body.
yeah, the whole body, the neck, even.
Interesting. Okay.
And so that this is a material that's supposed to be, it's what the space shuttle
Right,
is made
it's a real
out of.
deal.
So it's not just wood, it's not just
Right.
crappy old wood that's
Boring
going
old
to
wood
warp. Yeah,
that literally grows on trees.
Yeah. So, but like I said,
You
we've seen
seen
them
a
come
broken
through.
one?
And not
Yeah,
broken,
or
but
warped,
like
yeah.
not because the thing is they don't have truss rods because this neck will never bend. What do you do if the neck does bend?
Classic mistake.
Yeah. Steve Cropper recorded with a Harvard. Yeah, Cropper. Yeah, there you go. How about the Shark guitar from Istanbul? I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, we're in overtime now. It's time to go. Sorry to say, we're having so much fun. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next week with another guest. This is John Webb. I think you've met.
Great to be here.
Thanks for
Thanks
coming
for
by
having me.
and hanging out. And like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And be kind whenever you can. And remember the 3 rules of being a professional
Don't be
musician.
late. Don't complain.
Don't complain. And always take the gig.
Always take the gig.
Yeah. All right. Stand by for the end. Hold on. Hit the end button and then end.